to take a little bit closer look at this Paulo Costa news, right? This is very odd behavior. Can we agree on that? Like, let me just pose it to you a different way. Can you recall a time where there was a pay-per-view 2 weeks away and a featured match was interrupted that was not due to illness or injury, meaning it was the promotion's decision? You would have a guy who has a legally binding contract to be paid on a certain day, who has gone through a training camp, who owes trainers and managers, right? Manager already did his job. Your job is to get him a fight. He did. Boom, 10%. Now you're asking the manager to redo the job? Oh, and by the way, we're just roll the 10% over here. He's now doing the job twice for the same amount of money. I mean, but think about it in this perspective, right? Think about the training camp. Think about the partners. I don't know what that looks like. Guys do things different. But if you do it Dan Henderson style, you're bringing in training partners and you're paying them. You're bringing a nutritionist and you're paying them, just by example, for somebody else to come in and interrupt the fight. It's just not what the UFC does. They just don't. There's a first time for everything. It might be exactly what we're looking at, right? It might be just straightforward, but it doesn't feel that way. And let me just give you my perspective. When I heard that this fight was interrupted, the way it was presented to us, the audience, right? And information has changed fast, but the way it's been presented to us is that it was the UFC's decision. There was no illness or injury. There was no last minute call. Hey man, my weight's out of control. Can you cover me here? I just can't get it down. Those things happen. But that's not how it was revealed to us. It was never revealed to us all that clear. I will admit that. But the way it has been presented, it was the organization's decision. So the very first thing I told my partner Ryan on the phone, I said, hey man, we got to get to the studio. We got to make a piece. He said, why? What do you got? He said, you know who Paulo's going to fight? You know who Chimaev's going to fight? How'd you find out? I said, no, what I know is Blachowicz is now in a world title fight. He said, what are you talking about? He said, well, the only way you would pull TV time away, which you owe this to a network. The only way you would pull TV time away is if you can make it up somewhere else. And if you can add 70% to a fight by making it a 5-rounder, boom, there's your TV time. I've got it. I got it. Smartest guy in the room. Once again, it's why you come to me. Darn it, I missed it. And you want to know why I missed it? Because they kept the sumbitch on the card. They found him a different opponent. They didn't pull the Russian. They kept the opponent on the card. They got him a different opponent, so there was no TV time. There was no politics. There was no game that Chael was a step ahead of. I still think that light heavyweight fight could get elevated, but it feels as though with 2 weeks to go, why wouldn't you announce that? Right? When are you going to announce it? If you're not going to announce it now, when are you going to announce it? It's a lot to ask of anybody. Like, nobody wants to be world champion and have that opportunity more than I know than Blachowicz. That dude is real. Blachowicz has won me over. Anything I've ever said to you about Blachowicz that didn't sound I take it all back. I take it all back, man. He's the real deal. I like competitors. I like a competitor that will step up and take a challenge. And we know Pereira is in 5-round shape because he was just the champion of the world. That's all that he was doing. And he knew a world title opportunity was going to be looming. So I bring that to you because if the promotion liked it and took it to the guys and they got some pushback, hey man, it's only 2 weeks away. It's just not enough time. It's a bit of a wash, right? Even if you can logically say, I know my body, I know my training, I know I can't be where I want to be. Yeah, I believe you, but neither can he. Boom, it's a wash. Let's do it. That's just the way like the psychology would work. And so if we haven't announced it, when are we going to announce it? They're not adverse to making announcements. They did yesterday. They put out a statement that said, Paulo Costa out, Vernon in. So we kind of got this thing dangling here. And I think it's compelling. I think it's compelling because there's no division that is more murky than 205 pounds. The last 3 champions said goodbye. 3 champions. We have divisions where that's never happened. This division, the last 3. Jon Jones, here's your belt. Yuri Prochazka, took the belt. Jamal Hill, take the belt. When's Jamal coming back? I don't know. Not even a rumor of how long this is going to work. Come see Uncle Chael for a weekend? I'll have you ready to go. I mean, right, it all depends who you're talking about, but the same thing goes for Prochazka. Prochazka's out there, he's putting out interviews, he's doing a good job, he's making himself real interested. Prochazka has gained in this time off. He's done a great job. But I just share with you, we don't know when he's coming back. He's made it pretty clear that he's the number 1 contender when he comes back. Hey, look, no resistance, man. No argument. Jamal could make the same thing. No argument. Jon Jones says, I'm coming down to 205. No argument. You could all be put right in. Number 1 contender for sure, but against 2. Against 2, we don't have a champion. Got a vacated belt. We have no clarity. We have no answers. We have a really hard fight. We thought it was going to be a number 1 contenders fight. Why is it not elevated to the... I mean, you just keep looking around. I don't know. I don't know. We're not giving answers. And one thing that you guys have to understand when you look at the politics, Pereira versus Blachowicz is not as big of a fight as Gaethje versus Poirier. Now, that's not up for debate. They're on the same card, and a main event's been established, okay? Policy says that if you make the light heavyweight title a title fight, you just changed your main event. And that's where the politics would have to come in. That is something you'd really have to consider. Do I want to break the policy and keep them as co-main? Fine with me. It's be fine with everybody. Sometimes you get so close to the trees, you don't see the forest. You look at it and you realize, well, if I put them on, history says, and the rule that we've told the audience for over a decade now, and so you're not just making it a title fight, you're switching your main event. And that's a big deal. That's a risky deal. 2 weeks before bell time. And you're now demoting 2 of your top guys that earn the spot for something very special, right? Think about the Olympic Games, how coveted it is. Why is it so coveted? Well, because it's so rare. It comes along every 4 years. Well, this is the second BMF belt since 1993. Got to be the main event. We can all agree on that. So those are some of the things you have to consider as you're hedging your bet and thinking that it's going to get elevated. The announcement is coming at any time. Make sure you see the whole picture. Make sure you see what that decision is going to do. That decision, it's going to flop everything. You've already got the artwork. You've already got the marquee. You've already got the tickets. It already says what your main event is. There's rules in some states. California is one of them. This fight is going to take place in Utah. In the state of California, if you switched it, you would owe a refund. There's rule you have to post on every, I'm telling you, the state of California, you would have to post in writing on every single door, main event, and that's the only one. The whole card is subject to change in California, everywhere, except for the main event. You cannot change the main event without offering a refund, and you've got to do it in writing at every single door. I'm just sharing for you, right? Like there's some moving parts that we don't know and we never think of. We don't have any idea what that rule in Utah is. And I don't suggest for you that the 15,000 people that have bought tickets, that a single one of them is going to come in and trade it back. I'm just saying, you think you're helping a card, you think that gives it a flair, you could be shooting yourself in the foot. There are rules out there and there are bylaws that you guys don't know. And you can't get anywhere because nobody knows the rules except one guy. One guy. And you're looking at it.